In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the calculations for the moving plots lab for Physics G. Okay, so go to your drive and go to the folder where you keep your physics stuff, right? And then just click New, and you need a new Google Sheets, right? So click that, and then wait for that thing to load. It'll get squirrely if it's working. There we go. Give it a name like, plots, moving plots lab. I'm going to call this moving plots lab 2 because I already have one, right? All right, and then this first cell here, we're going to call that time. It's going to be in seconds. And then I just hit the tab key. That moves me to the right, which is kind of fun. And then this is going to be position in centimeters. And this is where we're going to type our data from that tape. And then the next cell, we're going to calculate this. This is velocity, and that is centimeters per second. Okay. So those are our little column. Whoa. Okay, those are our column headers there. So time, position, velocity, right? And then we're going to type in our data right here. Okay. And so I'm going to do that by hitting Control V. There it is, right? That's kind of fun. And if some of these things, like 4 doesn't have a decimal point, what you can do is you can actually mess with these and give everything. It should have 1 decimal point. And if your numbers all came out even, then you didn't read your tape carefully enough. These really, maybe 1 and 10 should be like 0.0, right? Okay. And then this side here, this is going to be our time. So the first time is 0, the next time is 0.1. And we could just keep typing 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, etc., right? But let me just show you a trick here. So select those two. Now watch my mouse when I do this, okay? If I put it on the edge, that means I can move those cells, but I don't want to do that. If it's a pointer like that, it means it will select the cells. But watch what happens when I get in this corner there. See how it turns into a little plus? Try grabbing that little corner and pull it down. See what happens. Let's see what it does here. Whoa, that's a lot of numbers. Holy cow. All right. And so it's clever, right? It counts by tenths for us. And then I want to make those all have a decimal. So I don't like the fact that that's just 4. It's just a thing, So there we go. I just clicked that thing. Okay, that little guy right there, we'll fix that for you. All right. Okay, so now we've got time. We did that, right? Let me show you that again. Okay. Okay. So again, you just type 0 and 0.1, right? Select 2 of them. You have to select them both, and then grab that corner thing, right, and just pull that guy down. Whoa. There we go, right? And then this guy gives us everything, makes everything have a decimal, which is what I want. All right, now for velocity, click in this cell right there. Wow, click in that. Wow, how'd that get so big? All right, click in that cell right there, and we're going to do a formula here. So it equals, and you have to use a parenthesis, right? So it's going to be how far we went in the last tenth of a second. So this guy minus, just type a minus, this guy, right parenthesis, and then divided by 0.1, okay? Boom, okay? Now, here's a cool thing, right? I can just click in this corner here, pull that down, and it will generalize that formula for me. Whoa, there we go. Isn't that fun? And none of these should have any decimals. If there's decimals on these, go get help, okay? Because these shouldn't have decimals. They're all going to come out even, and that's because their differences in this multiplied by 10. Okay, basically. So those are your calculations. One last thing you can do if you do a right click on this, okay, or a shift click, or I don't know how you do that on the Chromebook, right? You can rename this. So I'm going to call this data and calculations. Data and calculations. There we go. That's fun. And that's the end of this video. In the next video, I'll show you how to do the position graph. And then in another video, I'll show you how to do a velocity graph.